From a technical standpoint, the DP who fought Conor back in 2014 compared to this one,
Mhm.
obviously you will say that this one will beat that one, right? But for those that don't have the eye that you have, what's the difference in terms of the fighter?
So Dustin Poirier as a fighter is much different. I think one of the biggest factors going into this one is that he's not cutting to 145 anymore. Like
Mm.
he was killing himself to get to 145. Now he almost looks like a welterweight. When he steps in there, you see how big he looks. Max Holloway is not a small guy. When he went in there with Dustin, you could see the difference in the frame because Dustin's arms are big, his back is big, he's got unbelievably long arms. Um, he's much more composed inside the octagon. When you fought Dustin Poirier back in the day, he was either going to knock you out or he was going to put so much effort into knocking you out early that as the fight went on, he would not be able to sustain it. You saw that in the Korean zombie fight, right? He hit the zombie with everything that he had. And then by the third, fourth round, you saw him start to kind of fade, and then zombie kind of pulled away, maybe submitted him or something late in the fight.
Yep, yep.
But now he's so much more composed. He's so much more calm and confident, and so much more experienced at the high level that when things start to turn, he's got an ability to fight his way back in the fights. Before we didn't see that with Dustin. When things would go sideways, he never really fought back into the fight. But when he fought Eddie Alvarez the second time, it was going bad for him. Once he got back up, he knocked him out. Justin Gaethje fight, that fight was it was not easy. He dealt with a lot of adversity. He fought his way into a finish. Max Holloway, when he won the interim title, it started to turn around the third round. Max was starting to build. Max was starting to have a lot of success. Dustin fought his way back into the fight and won the later rounds. So I believe that he has just improved not only physically but mentally, and understands that even if things go bad, he can work his way back into the fight because he uses the entire 25 minutes. The Dan Hooker fight.
Yeah.
Dan, at a point, it looked like Dan Hooker was on his way to a victory, but he fought his way back into that fight and got the job done and looked to be even stronger as the fight ended.
I can't wait. I love all the storylines. I can't wait to see how Dustin looks. I can't wait to see how Conor looks. For us, I was just as excited for the ABC show. I think everyone could tell, and Holloway and all that. But we get a lot of love. We get a lot of attention, especially at ESPN when Conor fights. It feels like the
Yeah,
Super Bowl, and
it's
everything
true.
feels
It's true.
elevated. And so that's really exciting as well. And I'll just say this, and I'm sure the internet's going to get so mad at me saying this, but if you strip away everything, just talking about the fighter, I'm not talking about the layoffs, I'm not talking about the
Mhm.
controversies, I'm not talking about the fame, just the fighter. Listen to me now. I think that Conor McGregor is one of the most underrated fighters in the history of the sport. He does not get the credit that he deserves for how good he is. As a
Here's
fighter, not the hoopla. I'm just
yes,
talking about his
no.
skills, his pure
Here's
skills.
the thing. Here's the thing. Because of everything that he encompasses, right? Like they feel like saying he's underrated
They'll call
is
me crazy, but I'm talking pure
no,
skills.
exactly. I'm saying, but like because of everything that comes with Conor McGregor, they'll think that you're crazy for calling him underrated. But I do believe to a degree, people don't understand how skilled this young man is, right? They talk about Jose Aldo and they talk about Dustin Poirier and they talk about all these fights from before. And they talk about how he beat them with his verbal, right? He broke them mentally before they fought, so they made mistakes. Kid sets traps, right? When you see him in the back throwing the exact punch that he hit Aldo with to end the fight, that takes a ton of skill. Um, but for me, honestly, the adjustments made between the Diaz fight the first time
Hmm.
to winning the other Diaz fight to the Habib fight, those are the times that I feel like we truly saw Conor McGregor show who he is.
What's going on now?
Yeah, it looks like we're freezing. And I was trying to look at you. Your screen's frozen.
No, I'm good. It might
Yeah, it
just be
looks like
you.
it's frozen on my screen. But I think in that
We're
fight
good.
with Habib, honestly, I think in that fight with Habib, even though he lost, that is where I thought he probably showed how elite he is of a mixed martial artist because Habib shot on him on a number of occasions, missed a couple knees, but the levels at which Habib had to go to finish his takedowns, he hasn't really had to do with other people. Habib went to double leg shot, got defended, went off to a high crotch, tried to crack him down, kind of sprawled. Khabib started to get the corner. He went to 4 different finishes before he took him down. And even the takedown that ended the fight, he got to the single leg. He tried to move McGregor. McGregor defended. He had to go to the head on the chest, step across with the foot to knock him down to get the side of the octagon. Khabib was just changing levels and going from the one level to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, until eventually he was taking him down. You don't see that much in an Nurmagomedov fight. And I think watching those improvements he made in the wrestling showed me that for as good as his stand-up is and his confidence and his ability, dude's as elite as they come.